Greetings, comrades. This is 88 Gelu here with, after a long while, a chaotic online deck that I finally got around to making. I made this pretty much last minute, but I did spend all this morning, like from 6 to 8. Sorry about that. Uploading and creating this deck. Probably the one thing I didn't go over that well was the locations, because I didn't upload any new locations. I also didn't have that many Overworlders that could really apply to this deck very well, but I did the best that I could, so I hope that you enjoy. Oh, by the way, I'm also recording this on Sunday, though I am going to be posting it on Wednesday, which is a little suggestion I got from a friend of mine who said, why don't you create videos in advance and then upload them later. So I'm going to try that out, even though before I did kind of scorn the idea. So let's start. First off, this deck, as you might notice, is called Steaming Brilliance, and that is because it is just like the Overworld Marillian Invasion starter deck based on fire, water, and wisdom. However, since I don't have that many cards from the original Marillion Invasion Overworld starter deck, because I never actually got it, I just have some cards that are from it from booster packs. Most of this deck is completely original. So, first off, the creatures. We have Gimli. He has Fire, Air, and Fire 5, and when he is dealt 20 or more damage, then the creature that dealt him damage takes 5 damage. I mainly put him in this deck for his abilities, and also because he's got 95 wisdom and 60 health. Air does not matter at all in this deck. I also gave him an Elixir of Tenacity to give him a total of 70 energy. The other attributes of the Elixir of Tenacity I'm not really concerned about right now. And I don't have a Ring of Narid, so I couldn't have given him that. Then there's Akoda, who is in the original starter deck, who has Fire, Support, Wisdom, and 80 Wisdom. So in the original lineup, because he's next to 4 Overworlders, his Wisdom will be 130. I gave him an Orchis of Undin to give him water attacks, because, as I said, water isn't as essential as fire, but it still is pretty essential. Then there's Trimdil. He has 90 wisdom and 50 energy, and both fire and water. Trimdil and Ikatosh are the only guys who actually have both fire and water in this deck. I don't have that many guys who do have fire and water. Most of my Overworlders have either water or fire and air. Actually, no, that's not true. Most of them just have water. That's pretty much it. Anyhow, his ability is Fire 5, so I give him a Vile Driver to make it Fire 10. Then we have Jedwarl, sorry. And the main reason he's in this deck is for a special ability. Target creature gains any element type of your choice that your creatures have. So as long as Ikatosh and Trimdil are still alive, Jedwarl can give anybody water and fire, which is what I'm planning for him to give to Gimli, Drave, and actually himself. So he has a Mepedian Balladier's Flute to give him an additional music counter. And also, thanks to Ikatosh, when a Muge or Elementalist you control wins combat, it gains a music counter. So if Jawald wins combat, he'll get a Muge encounter because he's an elementalist. Same would apply to actually everybody except Akoda, because everybody here except for Akoda and Drave are elementalists, and Drave is a Muge. But I honestly don't expect Jedwarl to win that many battles. His wisdom might be 80, but the rest isn't all that good. He has 55 energy, which is sufficient, but you might not be able to get it in time. His third Muge encounter. That's putting a lot of pressure on him winning a battle. Anyhow, I'm just rambling on here. Next up is Drave. I put him in this deck because his special ability works really well with Ikatosh. Also, he has 75 wisdom, which isn't that much, but I did... Hello? Please work. Okay, maybe it'll work this way. Or maybe not. I gave him an aspect amplifier of wit, which gives him outperform wisdom 5, so all of his wisdom attacks do an additional 5 damage. Also, he has 50 energy, which is pretty high for a Muge, and the ability target creature gains 15 energy, and he has 2 Muges to begin with, and every time he wins combat, he'll get an additional 1, so he's going to be the main healer of the team. Last, there's Ikatosh. He has 75 wisdom. Also, probably not that sufficient for this deck. 50 energy, fire and water, and 1 Magician, and the ability that I previously mentioned. Also, he himself is an elementalist, so that ability also applies to himself. I gave him a Manual of Vidav to give him a total of 85 wisdom, and also he can sacrifice it to heal 15 energy. Now on to the attacks. Yeah, I guess in this deck, actually, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, only 7 of the attacks are water attacks. 4 of them are purely wisdom. 2 of them just give you the attribute either fire or water, and the rest are all fire. Oh wait, except for this. So, first off, there's Piercing Brilliance, 5 damage. Challenge Wisdom 15, deal 10 damage. Stat check Wisdom 50, opposing engaged creature loses 15 wisdom. That's really good with Mind Sink. It makes your opponent lose 20 wisdom. Unfortunately, I only have 1 Mind Sink. I think I only have 1 Mind Sink. I would have put in a second instead of Fluid Flame because, as I said, water is essential, but it's not that essential, so I don't really need Fluid Flame in the deck. And Mind Sink could prove a lot more helpful. Then there's Heat Rage. Fire and water, 5. And if you have fire, you gain 10 wisdom. I have 2 of those. I also have 2 Piercing Brilliances. 1 Perplexing Heat. Fire, opposing engaged creature loses 25 wisdom. And 10 fire damage, 10 water damage. 2 Torrents of Flame, which basically do the same thing as Perplexing Heat, except for it doesn't make your opponent lose wisdom. Then there's Ember Swarm, 5 normal damage, 5 fire damage. Oops, I have 2 of those. If you have fire, the opposing engaged creature loses 25 wisdom. Then I have 2 Consuming Flames, 15 fire damage. 2 Flame Blooms. Fire heals 5, water gain 10 wisdom. I have 2 Force Balls, 5 normal damage, 5 fire, and 5 water damage. If you control any non-overworlders, this attack does 0 damage. 2 Mind Razors, Challenge Wisdom 5, deal 10 damage. Challenge Wisdom 30, deal 10 damage. Challenge Wisdom 50, deal 10 damage. These 2 attacks are these two Mind Razors are obviously going to be very useful with a Coda. And then of course I have Fluid Flame, gains water, and Flame Breach, gain fire. Now onto the Mujiks. My mouth is dry. You don't really have to worry. This is probably my first deck where you don't actually have to worry about Mujiks. For one thing, everybody has at least one Mujik counter. Drave has 2. And if any of them win combat, you're just going to gain more Mujik counters. So I have Melody of Miracles. Heal 15 damage to target creature. If you want a Wisdom challenge, this costs nothing. Ecstatic Fanfare. Target creature gains 20 Wisdom, 15 Courage, 10 Speed, and 5 Power. I put that in the deck for Drave because he has 75 Wisdom, which is lower than anyone else's, apart from Ikatosh, but unlike Ikatosh, he doesn't have anything to support it, to make it higher. Then there's Discord of Flame. Target creature gains Fire. If the creature already has Fire, it gains Fire 5. Harmonix of Water. Target creature gains Water. If the creature already has Water, it gains Water 5. Interlude of Interruption. Negate target Mujik unless the casting creature of that Mujik pays an additional Mujik counter. And Symphony of Shielding. Target attack or Mujik deals 0 damage. You'll notice that I didn't put really any healing spells in this deck apart from Melody of Miracles, and that is, as I've said before, because of Drave, who is the main healer. Whew. Now onto locations. As I said, I didn't upload any of these locations, or at least I uploaded some of them for other decks, but these are reused locations. So I have 2 Brawler's Burrow, Initiative Speed. When this becomes the active location, shuffle your discard pile with your attack deck. Your attack discard pile with your attack deck. All creatures gain Outperform Disciplines 5. Chamber of Waves, Initiative Wisdom. All creatures lose 10 to all disciplines. No, creatures lose 10 to all disciplines. Vidav's Refectorium, Initiative Wisdom. When this becomes the active location, draw 2 attack cards and discard 2 attack cards. I have 2 of them. 2 Magma Dams. Initiative Air. Creatures with fire, without fire have Recklessness 5. 2 Lava Ponds. Initiative Speed. Fire attacks deal an additional 5 damage. Air attacks... air attacks damage are reduced by 5, and Magmon gains Fire 5. So not good if you're against Underworld deck, usually. Then there's Bodil's Arsenal, Initiative Wisdom. When this becomes the active location, you can bring back Battle Gear from your discard pile. Well, both of you can. Which could prove very useful, especially if, say, somebody destroys Jidwald's Mepedian Balladier's Flute, which I would have no idea why they would do that, since he would already gain the Mujik counter. But then you can bring it back and have your 3rd Mujik right away without having to go into battle. So, yeah. Now, when battling, you're going to want Gimli and Akoda to be your main fighters because they both will have 70 HP, as well as also Akoda being able to pretty much without a doubt defeat anybody in with wisdom attacks, because it's really hard for him to lose a wisdom challenge unless the opponent has the attack out freeze, which I still have no idea how to use properly in this. And Gimli, because of his Fire 5, and if he's dealt 20 or more damage, your opponent takes 5 damage. So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Also, today on Sunday, I'll be trying to make the test battle of this, which I'm going to post on Thursday, hopefully. I might end up posting it on Wednesday with this, though. And I'm also going to try and get you guys a PokePark video, which I'm going to post on Sunday. So anyhow, guys, thank you for watching. Please don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget that if you have a chaotic, to send me chaotic deck requests so I can make more of these videos, because it took me ages to just, between this deck and the last deck, it was like, I don't know, 2 months. And to send me some more spore creation videos so I can make more stuff for you guys. So maybe these could be more enjoyable. Again, thank you guys for watching. Goodbye.